Welcome back. Okay, we are going to solve equations, put them in slope-intercept form, and then estimate their solution and figure out if there is one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. So this is lesson 5.1. We're on page 260. Okay, so once you put your equations in slope-intercept form, solve for y equals mx plus b, you're going to compare their slopes and their y-intercepts. Okay, so if the slopes are different, they're going to have one solution. The lines are going to intersect. So this one would be up here going through 4 on the y, and it would rise 2 and run 1. This one would be going through -1 on the y, and we would rise 3 and run 1. And eventually, because they have different slopes, they're running in different directions, these two will intersect. They will intersect at 1 and 1 point only. So this point right there, that ordered pair, is the solution. So the point where they intersect is one solution. So as long as they have different slopes, they will intersect. Okay, so now no solution means they have the same slopes, but different y-intercepts. Same slopes, different y-intercepts. So same slopes means they are running in the same direction, but different y-intercepts means they're crossing at different points. So this one's going to cross at 4 on the y-axis, and this one is going to cross the y-axis at 5. So they have the same slope. They are running in the same direction, but they are in two different spots. So this means parallel lines which will never cross. That's why there is no solution. Parallel lines, no solution. So when the slopes are the same, but the y-intercepts are different, they will never cross. No solution. And then infinitely many solutions is the same line twice. Same exact line twice. Okay, so this is solved y equals 3x plus 4, and this is actually solved for y. It's just these are out of order. So if you just rearrange this, y equals 3x plus 4. This is the exact same line twice. So if you were to graph this, you would graph the first one like that, and then the second one is going to land right on top of that. So that means the first line is going to intersect with every single point on the second line, which means there are infinitely many solutions. Every single point on the line is a solution. Okay, so that's when you have the exact same equation, same line twice. Okay, so let's actually solve a few of these and see what we're looking at. Let's solve, and then we can compare the slopes and the y-intercepts. Okay, so we have two rovers out in space. Rover A is this equation. So now take a look at it. Y equals 1.9x minus 8. That is already solved in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So there's nothing to do there. Now over here, I need to get the y by itself. It has to be solved and put in slope-intercept form before I can compare. So now, whatever number is next to the y, you're going to divide everything by it. Everything gets divided by the y, number next to the y. Okay, so 7 divided by 7 is 1y, and then 13.3 divided by 7 is 1.9. Then you have your x, and then negative 56 divided by 7 is negative 8. So you have y equals 1.9x minus 8. Y equals 1.9x minus 8. Okay, every single thing is the same. This is the same line twice. So the slope for rover A is the same as the slope for rover B. They have the exact same slope, 1.9. The y-intercepts of the equation are the same. The y-intercepts are both negative 8. And so that means this system has infinitely many solutions. You have the exact same line twice. So infinitely many solutions. It's the same line twice. Okay, so now let's take a look at this one and we'll just solve a few more. How many solutions does this system have? Okay, well, let's put these in slope-intercept form. So this equation, this top one is already in slope-intercept form. It's solved for y. Y equals 1x minus 3. This one is not. So this is where you would rewrite it. Give yourself some room to solve. The first thing you need to do on this one, folks, most of these, the first thing you need to do is move the x term to the opposite side. So we're going to subtract 4x and move it over here. That's usually your first step. Okay, so 4x take away 4x is 0. You have a negative 10y left. Do not forget to bring down your sign that's in front of that. Equals, now just rearrange this. You have two things over here. You have a negative 4x, and that's a positive 6. Okay, you cannot subtract or add these two together. This has an x and this doesn't. You have two terms over here. So just put them in slope-intercept form. Order. Now, whatever's next to the y, you're going to divide everything by it. So we're dividing everything by negative 10. So negative 10 divided by itself is 1y. So y equals 2 negatives equal a positive, and let's just reduce this. 4/10 reduces to 2/5 x. And then 1 negative when you're dividing is a negative, and let's just reduce this. 6/10 reduces to 3/5. So now let's compare. Look at their slopes. This slope is 2/5, this slope is 1. As long as the slopes are different, these lines will cross. So that means there is one solution. They will cross at one ordered pair, 1 point, because the slopes are different. Okay, so let's take a look at this one right here. Neither one of these are solved and put in slope-intercept form. So let's do this top one over here. So we have 1x plus 3y equals 0. That's a 1x. So the first thing you're going to do, folks, is move the x term to the other side. Move the x term to the other side. So that's gone. You have 3y equals a negative 1x, and that's just our y-intercept over here at 0. We don't need to put it. Now, whatever number is next to your y, divide everything by it. So divide by 3. So y equals negative 1/3 x. The y-intercept is 0. Okay, so that one's solved. Now let's take this one. Okay, so the only thing, the x term is on the right side, so the only thing I would need to do to this would be divide everything by 12, the number next to the y. So 12 divided by 12 is 1. And then if you reduce this, you can divide both of these by 4, so you have negative 1/3 x. And again, this one doesn't have a y-intercept. Okay, so you have the exact same equation twice. That means infinitely many solutions. You have the same exact line twice. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Both of these are solved and put in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, y equals mx plus b. So look at the slopes first. That's an 8, that's a negative 8. As long as the slopes are different, these lines will cross. One solution. Okay, and then let's take a look at this one. So let's solve this. 2x plus y equals 14. First, let's move the x term to the opposite side. So y equals, and then just rearrange these. That's negative 2x, and that's a positive 14, and that's solved. This one, we have to move the x